Hello everybody. So with this video, I'm going to help you with the first two pages of the Phantom of the Opera medley. This is the viola section. We have a special little visitor today. I was in the orchestra room getting a few materials earlier on this morning, and here is our little monkey prop, the music box monkey from the beginning of the auction scene. So when we perform this piece, this will be a little prop that our auctioneer will use, just like in the movie. For now, we'll put him right there while we work together on Phantom of the Opera. Now, the first thing you need to know about this piece, violas, is it begins in a slow 4 beats per measure tempo, and you do tremolo for 4 beats plus one more beat, 5-beat tremolo, and then a quarter rest, which you can see penciled in the second measure, and then a bunch of down bows. Let me show you what this sounds like. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, rest. D flat if you're playing the top. Low 4. 1, rest. And you play that twice. Then, right underneath where it says arranged by Calvin Custer, that's the new tempo, which you should recognize from our posted recording that you listened to from the orchestra a few years ago. If you're able to, this can be off the string. It's a little faster than the beginning. I'm going to show you what this passage sounds like. So this is right where it says allegro, and there's a number of repeats in this section. We'll take all the repeats. And you repeat. Okay? So that's how that goes. Now, after that repeat section, we have 16th notes on the string. And this sounds like this. So you just need to count those as 16th notes per beat. Right before 13, we have 2 16th notes for every printed 8th note. This will sound like this. 1. And then at 13, you're right back to bouncing the bow 1/8 note per printed pitch. It says on; those are 16th notes on the string. Then the first ending is off the string. We will take this repeat. It sounds like this. It's a little confusing repeat. You go back to 13 with that one. Now, at 18, you shift to third position. This is the second ending. I'm going to go a little slower so you can see this. So when you're practicing this violas, you might want to go 3 fingers, the D, and then find that note with 1 finger in third position to make sure you're in tune. You can also check it with your open D string. I'll show you this one more time. Second ending. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So here's first position, same note, shift to third. Stay in third position, please. And then you switch to 16th notes where you see that extra little line, the 2 lines on the stem of the note. Okay? So the nice thing about this passage is the second measure of the line, I think it's measure 21. You get to practice playing 3 fingers and then 1 finger on the same pitch. It should be a pretty easy shift for you to figure out if you're doing correctly. Okay? Now, starting measure 30, we switch to our most difficult key signature of the entire piece. This is E flat minor. We're kind of lucky because Andrew Lloyd Webber has us play an E flat minor scale as a part of the melody in this passage. And that, of course, is measure 40. 40 is the first measure of the third to last line of the first page. That's measure 40. We're going to play 40 backwards so you can hear E flat minor scale. First note is low 1 on the D string, E flat. Play with me. F, G flat, A flat, B flat, C flat. It's so low, it'll touch your low 1 B flat finger. It's actually going to sound like the note B, but you'll play it with 2 fingers. And the D flat, and then it should go to E flat, but instead your first note is G flat or B flat. Let's play that scale one more time. You might need to pause the video after I do this and practice E flat minor scale. I'll play it up and down. Here's the E flat on the D string, F, G flat, A flat, B flat, C flat, D flat, E flat, and back down. And then in the piece, it goes to open D. So let me show you how this passage sounds. This is 3 notes before 30. There is a repeat here, and I'll do it once. Play along with me if you're able. And 1, 2, 3, super low 3, tremolo, 2, 3, 4, short. Repeat to 30, 2, 3, tremolo, 3, second ending, 2 and 3 and 4 and now a tremolo, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, off, tremolo, 2, 3, 4, here's our scale. I go 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, and I go 3, 4, 1, 2. Ends up bow. You never play the E flat. I like the top fingerings, just works better for me. So you might want to do top fingerings, but there are 2 fingering options for you there as well. Now we have an abrupt change of mood and character and everything, key signature, tempo. Think of me as 2 sharps. For violas, make sure you're playing F sharps and C sharps. When you do those pizzicatos, I marked some of them in with little accidentals. I'm not going to go through that passage with you right now. Andrew Lloyd Webber gives us a challenge right away though. I'm on page 2, second line, and you see how there's a measure that says 12/8. Here's the challenge. We have 4 beats per measure, 8th notes, 2 of them every beat. Then we have 12/8, 3/8 notes in every beat. The 8th note stays the same. The tempo of this piece is quarter note equals 110. So when I play this passage for you, we're going to practice this meter situation right now. We're going to set our metronomes for 8th note equals 220. So let's practice this. Say these numbers with me together. Ready, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. That's how this works. You just simply add an extra 8th note for every beat in the 12/8 measures. And there's 2 of these in this passage. So let me show you how this works. This is where you come in at the end of the first line on a high F sharp on the C string. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a. Now there's one more challenge in this passage right here, and that is the modulation. So we just settled into 2 sharps, D major, and now it switches to 3 flats, E flat major, which is why I've been asking you to practice your E flat major scale and why there's some instructional videos about how to do the E flat major scale. So if you haven't done that in the last day or so, be sure to go back maybe right now and practice your E flat major scale and then resume this little instructional video. At 66, we're in 3 flats, E flat major. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is Divisi. I'll play the top. Top. right where it says poco meno mosso, notice there's a little space after those up bows. It sounds like this. And now we have our last of these 12/8 measures. Very important one for violas. Let's practice these notes with no slurs right now. This is a Jerry Franke strategy to make sure we can play the 12/8 measure, the fifth line of the second page. And then a viola melody, which I'll play for you in just a second. Okay, the 12/8 measure one more time. Let's add the slurs. Okay, not a low one on the C string. Everything else is a low one in this passage. Let's add the metronome so you know how fast this goes. I'll start 74. And now we're into Angel of Music, the last passage I'm going to help you with in this video. Angel of Music, notice we only have 2 flats now. We changed keys. It's in 6/8, so 2 beats per measure. And all of these are going to be those rolling stops we sometimes do, where you almost don't stop your bow. Let me show you 86. It's a little slower than Think of Me. No low one on the G string, for instance, A natural. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here's your rolling stops. A opens fine. Super soft here. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. 98. Roll. Now a bigger sound is fine. Some musicians see those 16th notes right before 106 and they think they're faster than they are. It's not a fast piece in this passage. 1, 2, 3. That's full speed. So they're just 16th notes when you can actually feel each 8th note in the measure. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we just got to 114. Of course, a beautiful viola melody at 106. So I have a lot of fun with that. And 2 flats, low 1 on the A string, low 1 on the D string, E flat and B flat. So I showed you a lot of things in the first 2 pages of this passage. You'll probably need to pause the video, watch this multiple times, and practice just those spots you particularly have trouble with. I would say especially the E flat major passage around measure 40. It's very difficult to play in tune. And then the Think of Me passage in 3 flats. And then of course that melody that we just played in Angel of Music. But this is great fun to work on. I think will sound fantastic when you learn your part and we put this all together. So I hope you found this helpful, and I'll do a video for the second half later on this week. Take care, everybody.